All right, everyone. All right, well, I'm going to welcome everybody while we all keep letting people in, because we had, I think as of early, before like 5 o'clock on my time, I'm in the East Coast, we had about 36 people that joined us or that registered. So really, really excited about that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Camille Miller, and I'm joined by our Indigo collection, Indigo Ascension Collective, which is the first time the three of us are all coming together, which is Gary Wohlman, Renée McDonald, and myself, Camille Miller, and we are really excited. So we decided to do this on the Lionsgate portal. So if you don't know, it's 8/8 in Australia, still 8/7 here, but we're really close to that hour. And really excited to offer this to you guys today. So just a brief rundown of what we're doing tonight, so what you can expect. We're all going to take time to give a little bit of a presentation, about 15 or 20 minutes. We're going to ask you to hold your questions to the end, but you can put them in the chat. And so you don't forget your question. If you have any questions along the way, you can put them in the chat. Hopefully you'll be interactive and you'll write in the chat and hoot people on. And if we can answer them. But after each one of us speaks, then we're going to have a question and answer section for about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the timeline. We will go back to the chat and see what we have. Or if you remember it, you can always raise your hand and you'll be able to do that. Then after that, we'll have a special offer for you. But remember to hold those questions or put them in the chat, and then we'll answer them at the end. All right, are you guys ready to get going? Actually, I want to spotlight everyone so you see everybody. And bear with me, because I'm kind of new on the whole Zoom. These are our three presenters today, so thank you. First, we're gonna I want to present Dr. Gary Wohlman, and he is the presentation doctor. He's a renowned communication skills coach, keynote speaker, and author specializing in presentation training for leaders, executives, and entrepreneurs. As a transformational presenter, performance coach, and master of body-centered communication with decades of experience in expressive arts, stagecraft, and therapeutic voice work, he empowers individuals to liberate their message and presence. Gary's playful, penetrating style helps people break through fear and speak their truth with dynamic impact. I want to welcome to the stage Dr. Gary Wohlman. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Camille. What a lovely introduction. And hello, everyone. Since I am a body-centered person, I love to see that you're listening. So let me see you do something with your bodies so I can see you hearing me. Excellent. That engagement makes a huge difference. I am going to be presenting to you, along with Renee and Camille, ways for you to be able to ignite your vision through multi-sensorizing with your body and your voice, your inner self-talk, so you're able to be more engaging with full body presence, authenticity, speaking from your inner core, and reaching people on all stages of your life as never before. Let me see you recognize, are you ready for this? That looks like a yes to me. Well, I'm going to start with a beautiful invitation for you to listen to a poem that some of you may know. And again, let me see your body language if you've already heard of this poem called The Invitation. A few of you know it. Here we go. One of my teaching principles when I teach my presentation coaching is that it's always the first time. No matter how many times you deliver a message, there's something unique about it. So I'm going to read this as though it's the first time. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for. and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you've touched the center of your own sorrow, if you've been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, fade it, or try to fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you're telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it's not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes! It doesn't interest me where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you'll stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. Now, my invitation to you in the short time that we have to introduce my methodology is to look at this. When we speak, and you heard me speaking now, you saw me speaking now, I was attempting to model what I teach, which is do this with me, everyone. Make one of your fingers, two of your fingers into the shape of a V. When we speak, we're always communicating go like this with me towards this camera in your screen, the verbal, the vocal, and the visual elements of communication. These are the three V's of communication. Almost always, they don't exactly match up. They don't always align up. Now, I'm saying align with a very interesting perspective. Do you know what I'm about to say? Some of you do. It is here in Australia, 8, 8, 8. The beginning, as it will be in America very soon, in other parts of the world, the opening of the Lion's Gate portal. Once a year, the sun aligns with Sirius, the Earth, and Orion's belt. It's an activation point where your ability to manifest your clarity, your spirituality, your direction all comes together. It's a very rare moment to activate your power, crystallize your intentions, and awaken to the deepest parts of yourself. So the three V's of communication is a big part of what I'm sharing and showing my telling. So it becomes compelling, welling, and swelling. I love rhyming. Okay, let's take this to another level. When you speak on any stage, whether it's the online stage or a physical platform, one of the other things to consider is put your hand up like this with me. That's right. What are we doing? We're putting up 5 fingers. This is one of my other teaching principles. When you speak, and let's do this together, touching your pinky, and we'll do this together. How do I do it so you're not blocking my face? Here we go. So go like this. I speak in the, say these words, simplest. Let me hear the word simplest, shortest, yep, strongest, like a lion, roar, specific statements. Let's make it even shorter. Simplest, shortest, strongest. So, in other words, instead of saying a lot of words that can often confuse people, even if you're a top speaker, sometimes, and some of the top speakers I've coached who are some of the best speakers in the world, the most highly paid speakers in the world, they still get lost thinking that the content, the verbal words, is what people really care about. It's never the words. It's the combination of that passionate, precious presence where the 3 V's are in concert with the 5 S's. Are you with me? Yep, you're following me? Yeah, good. Excellent. You put up a 3 and a 5. That adds up to 8. So here we are, Lion's Gate. Very good. Good timing. All right. Let's take this to another level again. Let's take one simple sentence, the sentence that all of us are emblazoned about, whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, a mentor, running a business, you've got a great idea, you're going to share a passionate poem. You want to get a message across, right? You want to have your message be fully received so people act on it. All right. Let's practice one sentence and then multi-sensorize it using the tools that I'm sharing with you today. Here we go. The sentence is, and you can say this out loud even though I won't hear you, but I want you to practice it so your full body is engaged, okay? Saying these words after me. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Go ahead, say that. Let me see your mouth moving so I know you're talking. Easy for me to reach you with my message. Great. Now, I spent many years as a professional court jester, traveling around the world doing interactive storytelling in a very colorful way with my jester's hat on. And I often would have people get out of their system, and I do this now in the presentation coaching in a Monty Python way, doing it all wrong. If you get out of your system what you're already self-conscious about, like you heard in that poem of the invitation, it's liable to get out of the way so you're able to be more present. Okay, so now with anything that you generally do wrong, like if you're not looking at someone or you're fidgeting or you're looking at your phone or you're stuttering, whatever you do wrong for a moment now, say the sentence in a ridiculously exaggerated, off way. So I'll do it first and you do it after me. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Of course not. You do your own version of that. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Get out your ridiculosity. There's a velocity to it. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Okay. So now that we have the practice of getting out of your system what you might otherwise be self-conscious about, now let's multi-sensorize that simple statement in the following ways. Whispering the words with louder gestures. I'll lead, you follow. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Did you notice that? When I spoke, my words were softer, but the gestures were louder. I can hear you thinking. Exactly. Now we're going to do it by mouthing the words, making the gestures, but no sound. You notice it's starting to feel more resonant in your resonance. Now, no movement of the mouth, just miming it like the great mime artist Marcel Marceau, just showing it with your gestures. Go. Notice it's getting more articulate. Your gestures are showing what you're telling. You see what's happening here? Now we're going to do something absolutely ridiculous. I love this. And it's going to help you tap into your fun when you're sharing your caring and you're sharing your message. The message is the same. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Imagine yourself being a herald, a troubadour, standing at the top of the rooftops, heralding the good news for all and everyone to hear throughout the globe. So first, putting up your hands like you're blowing a trumpet, everybody, and then your version of and the words, you say these words exactly after me with your gestures. The good news is when they speak, it's easy for them to reach you with their message. You notice how bravado that was. Okay. Now we sing it. Sing it to bring again that more you coming out, coming through. We'll sing it 3 times in the following way. First, just sing the words. It doesn't matter. I can't hear you anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then louder and then softer. Watch like this. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Then louder. It's easy for me to reach the corners of your stage with my message. And then softer. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Notice when you say it softer, it feels more like you believe it. Send the sound now down to the base of your spine rather than trying to reach and impress people out there, to the base of your spine towards the center of the molten earth with a softening and a deepening. So instead of it sounding like a question or you're trying to impress someone, like you're receiving the message first. Ready? Go. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Did you hear my voice? It got deeper. The sounds got deeper. It felt like I was speaking from the depths of my knowingness. One final one. Hold your hand up like you're looking at a mirror and saying this to yourself in the mirror. So the person looking back gets it. It should be you that looks back at you, your best audience and your worst critic. It's easy for you to reach us with your message. And finally, we finish this session here today by our sharing with the world, taking the best of all this that you've learned and multi-sensorizing your message. And notice how much more speaking from your inner core in an authentic way you can speak than ever before. Ready? So just simply saying it and notice how much more you are connected to your body, your message, your messaging, and your audience. Ready? One last time. Go for it. It's easy for me to reach you with my message. Notice the difference. I noticed the difference. And I see some of you smiling. Yes, beautiful. What happened when we practiced saying it in all these different ways? The full description of the ways of doing it are I, you, she, we, they, and he, of course. And then shout, sing, whisper, mouth, mime, write, mirror. And this is the way that you can then be able to remember it in your body as the chief instrument of communication. That's my message to you. As we leave and we move on to the next person today, my invitation that I'm ending with, as we started with the invitation to you, is that you notice after this session and in what we're going to be sharing in our upcoming masterclass as well, that you are able to speak as well as perceive communication through your body as your chief instrument of communication. More than your computer, more than your phone, more than the external instruments. It starts right here. It's an inside job. You hear me? Yeah. I can see that you do. I can see from your smiling and your gesturing that you're receiving my message. This is beautiful. Now, I've just touched this tiny surface of what I'm able to share with you in our upcoming trainings. We're also going to be putting all of our links down below in case you want to dive deeper with any of us, and you'll see more of these teaching principles. It is such an honor to have this opportunity to share this online stage with you. From where we're starting now to as we move to the future, notice how much more vibrant and vital bringing your message to life is from this moment on. There we go. That's my sharing with you today. And now I'm going to introduce to you Renee. And I have a beautiful introduction for our friend Renee, our colleague Renee, as we shift the stage to bring out a new mage and sage out of the cage to enter a new page for all of us. Ready? I want to see by your body language that you're listening. Yes, you're listening. Good. Renée McDonald stands out as a seasoned mind, body, spirit psychotherapist, coach, and trainer. As a global leader based here in Australia for over 20 years, she's impacted individuals, clinicians, and businesses through her integrative therapeutic practice, online teaching, and business development programs. Her laser focus is in empowering others to reach their fullest potential in their personal, professional, and spiritual lives. Renee, take it away.
Wow, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Hello, everyone. So I'm Renee, and thanks to all of the people who've come so far and anyone listening back to the recording. I am so honored to be here. Before I start, I wanted to move to something else. So I'm on purpose in a darker space. We are talking today about bringing forth new seeding. So I'm on purpose a little bit in a darker space, and I've got lights and candles around me. And I just before I started, I wanted to light a candle, and I felt the need to do this at the moment. So with all of the things that are going on around the world at the moment, but in particular, some of the things that have happened to many people over the last number of years, I'm lighting a candle for all of those who've passed on, or those who we need to move through from. And so this is for also holding the grief and loss space, but now the rebirth space. So my name means Renee means rebirth. And so that's another thing that I'm bringing forth through my presentation today. So I'm going to be lighting the candle literally right now. There's a special reason why I brought this particular candle forward. So one of my friends used to make these candles, and she has now, unfortunately, only a couple of years back passed on from this earth. And so she was a beautiful person, and I feel like she's still with me through having this candle here. I will be taking you through a gentle movement and meditative process. But first, before I go anywhere, I will be reading out a beautiful poem. So my poem is Marianne Williamson's poem. And it's about our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I really love that poem, and that's my gift from me to you. just to take that into your heart. This is for all of us. So whether you're a therapist, coach, entrepreneur, whoever you are in this space, it's all about helping you shine your light from us to you. So I'm going to now move to a meditative, gentle movement process. I'd love everyone, if you can, to find a really safe and calm and gentle space. If it's you can move your camera, you can move your your laptop or wherever you're sitting, or even if you just want to stay put where you are, that's fine. It's just about making sure that you're comfortable. You might want to take your shoes off. You might want to lie down, whatever suits you. This is my home office. If I was you, I'd be like, there's a bed behind me, so I'd be sitting, lying on my bed, maybe. So regardless, it's about you guys getting ready for this process. This process is for you. So I'd encourage you to close your eyes if you can. You may even want to switch off your camera. If I'm going to just keep my camera on so that you can hear me speaking and see me if you need to. However, if you really would like to, you can switch off your camera. Otherwise, just keep it on. That's fine too. So just allow yourself to be and stay calm through this process. If you can't close your eyes, have a downward gaze. So I'll be reading out this very new process that I've put together for this. Close your eyes. Let your body soften. Let your breath arrive gently like a friend. Notice how you're feeling. And notice, just as you go on through this process, notice your breath. Throughout this practice, allow and notice your breath. In through your nose and exhale through your mouth through this process. And again, in and out. Allow your meditative breath to take you through. I'll be taking you on a journey through your inner animal and your inner primal urges and your inner shadow self. So initially, feel the earth beneath you, supportive, still, and sacred. This is your place, your safe place. This is your space. You are safe to begin. Imagine a gentle breeze around you, warm, fresh, dancing like the sunlight. The butterfly flutters near, light, bright, and brave. It speaks. You are allowed to begin again. Transformation doesn't have to hurt. It can feel like joy. Feel a sense of possibility rise in your chest, a softness, a breath of courage. Let it move through you like the wind. And just sit with that. Now, we will move to our white tiger. Now feel your spine lengthen. Allow your jaw to settle, your boundaries awaken. The white tiger inside you prowls into your awareness. Calm, exact, fierce with love. It speaks. Your no is sacred. Your truth is sharp and clear. You do not have to explain who you are. Feel your power return. Clean and clear. Protective and unwavering. Let yourself take up space. You are your own guardian. Moving in to the water. Now, feel the ocean swell beneath your heart. Ancient, deep, and wise, the orca swims beside you. Song-filled, ancestral, whole. It speaks to your feelings are not too much. You belong to your body, to your lineage, to your soul family. Let emotion move. Let memory stir. Let belonging rise. You are not alone. You never were. Now feel gravity wrap around you like a weighted blanket, still, solid, protective. The bear sits at your side, maternal, strong, slow. It speaks. Rest is resistance. Slowness is sacred. You do not have to prove anything to be worthy. Let yourself rest. Let the earth hold you. Sink, breathe, and receive. Allow a couple of deep breaths to come over you. And now, a crack of lightning. A storm moves through. The thunderbird lands in your chest. Bold, electric awakening. You allow the awakening to come over you. It speaks. This is your moment of clarity. Let what must fall, fall. The truth does not fear thunder. Feel what is breaking. Feel what is being revealed. Let the storm pass and let the clarity stay. Breathe that clarity in and then move in to the phoenix. Now you find yourself standing among the ashes, but they are warm and something stirs beneath them. The phoenix rises through your belly, through your chest, through your crown. It speaks. You are not who you were. You have walked through fire and found your truth. You do not need to rush. You are rising gently, honestly, completely. Breathe into this new rebirth. Let your own soul come home to you and allow your breath to take that in. And the final elements are, now that you enter the center and allow these animals to support you within you, your shadow self supporting you. Now you enter the center, not a place, but as stillness, not a being, but as presence. Hands in prayer appear at your heart. If you choose, you can put your hands in prayer or just imagine it. A voice from outside speaks, and then the voice within whispers, I have never left you. Even in the silence, I was there. You are my beloved, not for what you do, but for who you are. Feel your body soften. Feel your spirit glow. This is God, not far away, but within. Let the tears come if they need to come, or the stillness, or the joy. You are home. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Feel all of your animal guides still within you, around you. The courage of the butterfly, the clarity and mettle of the white tiger, the depth and water with the orca, the rest and earth of the bear, the truth and electricity and lightning of the thunderbird, the fire of the phoenix, and the overall love of the source. You are not fragmented. You are whole. And as we sit here, just breathing that in, allow yourself to make a noise if you choose. I'll take you through the process. You can put your hands on your heart. You can just allow a sacred, soulful sound like, ah, out if you choose. And breathe that release and your new breath in. Just staying there. You have returned, not to who you were, but to who now you truly are. Allow your fingers and toes to wiggle and allow your body to come back into this space. Allow your eyes to just remain gently closed and just very, very gradually, gently coming back in to this space. Just allow the deep breaths to still stay with you. Thank you everyone for having me. I want to thank all of my mentors and all of the people who've always stood beside me. And thank you to Camille and Gary for walking this path with me. So, big love, everyone. So now for our final piece. As we gently traverse through to Camille, I hope you aren't all asleep. So I'm going to introduce Camille now. So Camille L. Miller. Please welcome Camille L. Miller. She's a conscious reinvention strategist. She's a speaker, a best-selling author, and she is someone who helps purpose-driven professionals and organizations reinvent their success. And we're just getting through this on their own terms. So she helps people reinvent things on their own terms. With decades of experience, she blends strategy and soul. She's on a mission to help leaders like you, me, us, all of us, if you want to bring out that inner leadership, to unlock their unique genius and build a legacy-driven lives in their businesses. Get ready to be inspired by the woman who leads the soul professional movement. Over to you, Camille.
Thank you, Renee. Hello, everyone. I hope you're still awake. Awesome, Gary. Awesome, Renee. I'm so excited to be part of this collective. So I also will start with a poem. If you don't know me, I'm a little bit about, not even a little bit, I am all about your vision and success as an entrepreneur. I specialize in reinvention. So we are going to do a little exercise about imagining your future self, right? Because we can be successful when we act as our future self now. Does that make sense? So I'm going to start also with a poem. It's called Desiderata. And Desiderata means that things that are desired or wanted. So I felt it was a perfect poem to start my piece with. And this is by Max Ehrman. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be a greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and somewhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God. Whomever you conceive her to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace within your soul. With all of its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful and strive to be happy. That's my poem for you. I thought that was so beautiful and all about holding the bigger vision, right? So I want to do an exercise that I do. Some of my training is in some subconscious beliefs, and with entrepreneurs, so many times it's our limiting beliefs or things that we've been taught along the way that we're unaware that is playing within us or within our success in the world. So what I want you to do is hold a vision for yourself of what success looks like for you. I want you to think of yourself in this pinnacle of success. You have reached success. And we're going to go through a little exercise. I want you to think, if you're really bold, you can put the answers in the chat, but you don't have to. The first one is visual. We're going to take you through all of their senses, because when the subconscious can see it clearly, then it knows what you're striving for. Right? It's like the path. If you don't know what you're striving for, it doesn't matter how you get there, right? There's no path if you don't know where you're going, right? So we're going to train the subconscious with this exercise to know exactly where you're going to be and what it will look like, feel like, hear, and actually feel like when you reach success, so you know that you'll be there. So the first one we're going to do is visual. I want you to think of a time in your life, or what you will see in your life, that will let you know you've achieved your goal. The goal is success, whatever success looks like. And when you're thinking of this visually, I want you to point out 3 things. Maybe who you're with, where you're standing, if it's a new house, just like you took a snapshot, a picture. Are you on an island? Who's around you? And I want you to visualize what that life will look like when you know for certain you have reached success. Do you all have that picture? Just nod. Awesome. All right, now we're going to go to auditory. What will people hear? What will you hear people saying about you? Think of at least 3 things people will be saying about you when you've reached success. Think about testimonials. She helped me so much. She healed me. It's incredible how great she is. And then what will you be saying to yourself? What will you be saying to yourself when you've reached that place of success? Could be, I did it. Oh my gosh, this feels amazing. Now we're going to go to the feelings, kinesthetic. How will you feel? I want you to tap into how you feel in this moment. You have everything you've ever wanted. Business is booming. All the resources you need. The right people surrounding you. No toxic behavior to worry about from anybody else. Clients are flowing. Everything is perfect. How will you feel? And have you ever felt this feeling before in your life? Is it something you can tap into? To just sit with that feeling for a moment. Many times it's joy, abundance. And if your eyes aren't closed, I want you to close your eyes and really get in touch with that feeling right now. And you can nod your head when you feel it. Let me see some nods. All right. Where in your body do you feel it the most? Get in touch with where is that feeling showing up for you in your body? Is it your heart, your head, your left arm? If that feeling had a color, what is it? If that feeling had a shape, what is it? If that feeling had a temperature, what would it feel like? And the texture. If this feeling had a texture, how does it feel when you reach out and touch it? Just want you to sit with that for a little bit. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. come back to life. And the next thing I want to ask you is what we call an ecology check. It's, can you think of any adverse consequences to achieving this goal? Because so many times, as we're reaching success, as we're on our way there, we stop ourselves without even realizing it, because we think, well, if I made that much money, I would just lose it anyway. Or if business was that good, I wouldn't have any time for myself. Right? We come up with these excuses and then we allow them to play out in our lives because we've set ourselves up for it. So if something comes up for you, when I say, can you think of an adverse consequence? That's something that you have to look at. Right? That's something we have to work on, because that's a limiting belief that came up around what you're working on, whatever success looks like for you. Success is different for everybody. And if you've come up with something of a reason why you're fearful to reach it, that's something that you can sit with and say, why does that come up for me? Right? Is it something that you were taught? A lot of times we're taught things when we're very, very young without actually realizing it. It's the way people have looked at money in our families, the way you've reacted to things, or things haven't worked out before, so you just assume that they're not going to work out again. And many times it's at that depth, that uncertainty, that time when we're so unsure and we're panicking. Some people call it rock bottom, that everything starts to pick up. Everything starts to work out for us again, right? Because we're really like jumping timelines. We're in that threshold of like, I'm done now and I'm ready to make it all happen. And that's when we start to really make those choices in our lives. The beauty of your subconscious knowing exactly what it wants is you can make that plan today. So many times with clients, I'm hearing they do something that's called stacking our dreams, right? When I make this, then I will, right? When this happens, then I will. But what happens is they stop themselves from that first domino ever going down because they've stacked everything. So one of my dreams was always to travel once I got my kids through college. And I realized that if I waited that long, I might be actually out of money. So it was, why don't I just take a day trip and just start creating the space for me to take a day trip? And then that day became, why don't I just do a one night somewhere? And then it extended to a weekend. Right? It was little by little. And then it was like, let me do one international trip every single year, which I still do to this day. I do a big trip to Europe every single summer. And I want to spend every other month is my goal, right? But I'm not there yet, right? But I didn't let that first piece of I can't go to Europe yet stop me from my first dream. Right? It's like if you want to run a marathon, first you got to go buy the sneakers, right? It's not, let me start running today, right? It's changing your mindset so you're working towards those dreams. And you can do the tiniest, tiniest little step to get you to your future success, your future self. And you always make decisions for your future self. You will get there in no time at all. You just have to decide. I say it's decide, declare, do, right? You just have to decide to do it, declare it to somebody else, and then make that first step. Go buy the sneakers. For me, sometimes with in business, I buy new colored pens because then I write in the new color because I'm in this new space. So it can be something that simple, and the dollar store has like 8 packs of different colors. So that's my piece for tonight. All right. So I am the one who's wrapping up for all of us. And I want to welcome you to, I'm going to add all of us in the spotlight again. My triad of Gary and Renee, and welcome you back. And we are going to have a Q&A section for like the next 10, 15 minutes where you can ask us questions. If it's about the voice work that Gary did, that was so beautiful. The embodiment work that Renee did with the shadow, I'm calling them creatures, animals, right? But that was beautiful, or any of the work that I do. You can either, thank you, Lynn. You can either write questions in the chat, or you can use the raise hand button on the bottom and ask any questions that you might have. I'm going to look. And if Renee and Gary would like to say anything, I'm going to go check the chat, see if any questions were in there along the way.
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions about all three of us individually, or if you want anything from us, or ask us questions as to why we work the way that we do, or any of that kind of stuff, by all means, ask away. How are we going for chat questions?
Yeah, we have a lot of praises after each one of us, but no direct questions. If anyone had any questions. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
But if no one has questions, Renee, I hate to put you on the spot, but a great thing to say is why you come up with the idea of putting the three of us together.
Okay. Thank you. So I actually put this group together because between the three of us, there's over 90 years of experience helping humans. 90. Gary's got about 50 years of experience on his own. Gary's literally traveled the world, and Gary and I go way back, don't we, Gary? Between the three of us, there's a very interesting combination of, entrepreneurial, mission-driven, spiritual, and working harmoniously. And I was actually working with Camille on her books. So I wrote a chapter in 2 of her books. And so Camille had a 3-book series. And I really thought, oh my gosh, this Camille is a powerhouse. She's amazing. And I reached out to her and I said, can I put my friend Gary in touch with you? And she's like, okay. So I put Gary in touch, and, we kind of got to know each other. And this has been happening. And this is what I recommend to anyone here in this space is, before I was a therapist, I worked in the entertainment business and in networking. So one of my strengths is actually in networking. So that's how I lead best, is actually to network. And Gary and I were just talking about this the other day too. So it's like, how did you? And it was like, so this process between the three of us has actually taken about 6 months. So it's not just like we just thought up this idea last month. Is first we had to see, did we get along? Then we had to see, could we keep showing up for each other? Then we decided we were doing something with it. And now on the back of this, we're also going to be offering other things if anyone's interested. And we'll send everyone stuff on email and what have you. But we're going to be offering masterclasses. We're probably going to be putting retreats together. But what we've noticed across the world, all three of us in different ways, is how much people are needing a spiritual, soulful way of working as humans now. With AI at us, with so many other things at us, what is it that makes us human? It's our mind, body, spirit integration of self. And all three of us do that. And I love the way Camille approached the book process. It was quite a lengthy process, but she was very fastidious and meticulous. And Laura DeFranco, if you're ever interested, she's an amazing publisher too. Yeah, if anyone wants to publish a book, Laura's amazing. And you know, I'd probably do the process again in a heartbeat with Laura. She's on everything. And so because I was part of that process, I knew that Camille would then work really well in something else. But then Camille even said, I got this download that I was going to be working with people, and let's see if this is going to work. And, you know, there's all these things that have happened in the meantime, you know, Gary's car issues and traveling over to Cambodia and Vietnam. And we managed to pull all this stuff together for you guys. But it's also so that you guys know it's not always smooth sailing, even to put something like this together. So don't expect to be perfect if you're putting your offerings out to the world. I think that's one of the biggest things, if I can share with everyone here. Nothing has to be perfect before you start. And that's what I've learned in life, in business, personal life, you know, practice, all that. And, you know, I just saw that we three of us had a unique kind of energy together. And Gary with his his court jester as well as presentation doctor, and he's also a therapist and a coach. He undersells himself. Gary undersells himself. So sometimes he needs a bit of a bigger stage and a bit of a push from his friend Renee to get out there a little bit more, because wisdom is being lost in the world at the moment. And we cannot underestimate how much wisdom is being lost at the hands of AI and tech. And, you know, if nothing else, we need to remember our foremothers and forefathers of who brought us here, whether they're living or passed on. We can't underestimate who makes us who we are, even if it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that was one of the reasons I put this group together, because I just saw that we each had something that was complementary to each other. Camille's gift for spiritual businesses is like second to none. I haven't seen or heard of someone who does heart soul aligned businesses in the way that you do, Camille. Yeah. So yeah. What are your thoughts, Gary?
Well, I have a question myself. Yep. You can all hear me. Yes. I always like to see the gestures to know that you're listening. That's great. Yes. Often when I'm doing groups, when I'm leading groups, I was just leading some groups doing executive training in Vietnam and Cambodia for a 5-star resort there. And the people, they're from a different country. I said, who has a question? And I watched, like I'm watching you. And the person who moved the most was the person that I called on, because they were feeling moved, even though they didn't raise their hand. So I'm watching you all carefully. And no, I'm not going to select necessarily the person who's moving the most, although I am watching to see, yes, I see Madeline, you smiling. I see Jackie, you're nodding your head and shrugging your shoulders. So I'm watching you all. And yes, Alison, I see your smile behind your hand. You know, I'm aware of all these things. Because there's a couple of people that I've invited personally, I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to ask Terry to respond in the following way, because I know you will. You've been following and you've been so responsive to so many of my posts and through the Blue Talks and the different work that we do, both as professional speakers, you also a best-selling author. I'm curious from your perspective on what you just heard, saw, and experienced with all three of us, not just me, because you know me personally, but I'm curious. How do you see, if you were to move forward, or for those you know in your circles that would benefit from the masterclass with the three of us, where do you see the magic in the mix, Terry, from what you just experienced? Putting you on the spot.
I think Renee spoke well to it, that the energy, the three of you, you know, you're each coming from a different angle, but yet kind of aligned. And I think it would benefit a lot of people because, my business is called Soul Entrepreneur also. So I'm a soul person, and my book is Journey to My Soul. So I feel very aligned with Camille, and I've also written books with Laura. So I'm familiar with her work. But I could
Amazing.
see the three of you working really well together and going far and helping a lot of people.
Mm.
So I
Appreciate
loved
you.
each one of your exercises. You know,
Oh.
Dr. Gary, you were so much fun, right? And then Renee
Yeah.
was a little bit on the darker side, but deeper and connecting. And then, the visionary of Camille. It was
Mm.
it was enjoyable for me.
Mm.
Yes.
100%. And if we work with these, the other thing is, if we work with the energies of that, thank you, Terry. Just piggybacking off what you're saying, if we work with the energies of the three, what many may know or not know, but the power of three is actually multiplied, 3 times 3 times 3. So the numerologically, and even spiritually, there is a power in three. Mm.
I want to piggyback on what you just shared, Renee, as well, and
Mm.
also you, Terry, about the power of three and the
Mm.
Lionsgate portal, because
Mm.
the Lionsgate portal, which is happening in this orb right now between about 4 or 5 days ago and now, where it's peaking right now for all of us around the globe. One of the interesting things is that it's the sun in alignment with the star called Sirius, also
Mm.
in alignment with Orion's belt. Orion's belt has how many stars to it? Isn't that interesting? It's the three
Mm.
stars that are in alignment with our manifesting in a very powerful activation, opening this
Mm.
portal way, our highest intention. So it's a very powerful time for us to come together like this, the power of three. I wanted to piggyback
Mm.
on that one.
Isn't it the number of creation, three?
Mm.
It,
Yep.
yeah, you can see
Yeah.
it that way
Mm.
as well. I'm curious for
Mm.
those who haven't yet shared to answer that same question, just
Mm.
even taking a moment or a gesture or a sound or how you see in your way, feel and experience the power of us three coming together. Those who I don't know necessarily, Allison, Magdalene, Jack, um, who I see, and any others who want to share.
Mm.
Would you please take the stage?
I can share
Yes.
as a younger person. um, it's Renee would know this about me, but I very much value wisdom from elders and that stepping stone. So I think for me, it was really powerful to see how you've all used your experience in life and like brought it all together. Because with Instagram and all that, I find my biggest challenge is facing people that maybe don't have the credentials or the life experience to be sharing such things. And that's why I think the power of voice, which all of you talked about, is that truth, that authenticity. You can feel it, you can hear it, you can resonate with it. So I think, yeah, where people like me are really looking to people that are in that elder crone space
Mm.
and trying to gain that
Mm.
wisdom in a much deeper, deeper way. So it was really powerful. I'm glad I came. And yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Beautiful. Yes,
Thank
Allison.
you, Maddie. Love you. Yeah.
For me, it was really just in reflecting on it because there was lots, of course, along the way. But all three of you came back to the body, and I'm an arts and somatic therapist, and I almost can't engage without the body being involved now. And all three of you really centered the body, and so that then
Mm.
becomes my portal into it. And I think for all of us to connect ourselves to the work in that way as well was the invitation you offered. So thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who
Thank you.
else
And I'm
wants?
so pleased to see you, Alison, here. It's after so long. So thank
Been a
you.
while. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jackie has her hand up as well.
Yeah, I
Mm.
find it very interesting. What I'm noticing now in the universe, so to speak, is that there is more of an understanding and an illuminating of different types of people that is being accepted at a different level than we've ever known before. I have a group called Conscious Collective, and there are 8 of us in various parts of spirituality. And instead of trying to figure out what we're going to accomplish together, we have decided to be able to hold space for each other, to bring up questions each time we meet, and to understand where each of us is going, to be able to support that and to be enlightened within us. Now, you three have brought out different parts of the spirituality that are really beautiful. And so what you have enlightened in me is at least is the conscious collective to be able to shine for each member of it in their own way that they bring that to the world. Each of you has a gift that is bringing it to us so that we can practice that. And I think that as we progress and to listen, of course, which is the most important, is to listen to what others are saying and to absorb their uniqueness. And in understanding their uniqueness is when we all can collaborate in alliance and actually come to that brilliance that we hope to see in the world. So I thank you for reminding me that I need to bring out really even more the uniqueness of my conscious collective.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Renee, you want to talk about what we have coming up?
Yes, sure. We've got a beautiful masterclass that's got like following the numerological pattern that we've started with the 8th of the 8th. We're going to have an event on the 9th of the 9th. And it's going to be longer. And we will be, because we've got 2 Americans, we will be charging in US dollars, and so it will be a fee. However, it will be a deeper dive, and we will actually be taking only small numbers too. So it will be, you guys will be able to ask us questions about how did you build your spiritual business, Renee? How did you build things up, Gary? How do you build a business properly, Camille? So us 3 together, coming together, is basically mind, body, spirit alignment for your business as well. So that's our masterclass will be on the 9th of the 9th. And just thought I would share my screen with that. So this will be us. So it's just 3 hours. Yeah, it's going to be $97 US. And for, you know, if we look at coaching across the world, and that's that. On that note, 2 of those 3 hours can be counted towards CPD or professional development, because I am able to offer that with this group as well. So today, everyone can get an hour of CPD or professional development from even just attending today. So what we're going to be doing is basically helping people rise with their businesses. That's the point of this group in the first place, is actually us helping you guys. As the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all boats, and we're wanting to help spiritual people or creative people or artistic people or therapeutic types all rise their businesses. We need to bring our gifts to the world.
Beautiful. And I dropped in the chat how you can go grab your ticket. There's a little bit more information about each of us in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to connect with any of us, so Camille, do you want to say what, like, how do people reach you at your website?
Yep, it is in the chat, but I will dump each of our information in here one more time.
Excellent. Yeah. 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 So soulprofessional.com for Camille, renemcdonald.com for me, And Gary Wohlman is mypresentationdoctor.com. Yeah. So Gary helps people bring out their voice to the world. He's amazing in that regards. Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions either with this event or the event we have coming up, which is a 3-hour?
I have a question. What do the three of you need?
Thank you.
Besides people to be part of your class, I'm curious, what do you need?
Ooh, that's a deeper question, isn't it?
I don't know.
Sorry to put that at the end of the whole thing, but that's my life,
Yeah.
is to figure what people need so that I can put the right people in their path to make sure it happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like to say that the most important thing that I find about my work, which is probably with Gary and Renee too, and us as a collective, is letting people know that we even exist in the world. Because I find that people want to, dovetail their spiritual side and their business side, which I say like logical meets spiritual, but they don't know how to do it. Right?
Yeah.
They don't know where to start. So if it's, a speaking career, if it's more embodiments, if it's, designing the business, that's a part that all three of us help in all areas, right? We probably all speak on all areas, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
letting
want to add
people
to
know
that,
there's
that too,
places.
Jack, because that's so well said there, Camille, that again, in piggybacking on the power of three, the synergizing of getting the best of all of us at such a discounted price it's amazing that three of us could come together at all and bring three complementary and uniquely different specialties to the stage that will, I love to use the expression, free everyone's sage and mage to come out of their cage to be able to enter a new page in their life. So it's such an extraordinary opportunity for all of us.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So the main thing I think each of us need, but I know I'll just speak for myself, just to get the word out that we're doing this. That's and not in a rah-rah, like we're trying not to do it in this kind of rah-rah stagey kind of way, but it's more, it's really an embodied way of helping people rise, like really both gently, firmly, surely, with clarity, to help we're here to help heal the world, but not on our own shoulders. We want to help you guys do the same. Like we want to actually work with people. That's what we need. We just need and want the collaboration with others, whatever we can help you as well. So all three of us are very helpful people, and part of our needs, I think, and I can speak for all of us, whenever we've been talking in our collaborative groups building this, all three of us are very helpful people. We need and like to help. I think that's yeah. I don't know if either of you would agree, Camille.
No, that's
Yeah.
good. Actually, from what you just shared, Renee, there's something else that's happening again astrologically and for all of us around the globe at this time. We all know this, we all feel this, that it's time for each of us to shift our focus from me, the focus on what so much of Western civilization has in its, I could say, demise and in the, what was the word, dysfunctionality, been focusing on the small elements of what I can do to be successful. And it's now time for us all of us, to merge into the collective, not just the three of us, but all of us to come from hiding and holding back, and I've got to do it by myself, and I'm alone, I'm isolated, and to shift into what we can do for the larger collective and as a collectivization of our individual specialties. So that's all of us. That's not just the three of us presenting. That's anyone that you, Jackie, or any of the others here are drawn to share with our collective.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. I hope that answers your question, Jackie.
Pretty much. It's not something I wouldn't be surprised at. I mean, Obviously, it's a matter of getting the voice out there, and I have various ways to do that. So at this point, they're mostly for women, though I'm sure that you will recommend Gary for everything as well. But if either of you would like to be on a Women Empowered Across the World type of a podcast, I'm looking for people to interview. We have women from different countries. We haven't really gotten anyone from Australia. And we interview them, and then by the time we've all cried and laughed and finding out about their past and what got them to where they are, then we put it on YouTube so that it spreads. So if either of you would like to do that, I can give you the dates that are possible.
Yeah, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to be on podcasts.
Okay.
I try to week, so.
Okay.
I've been on lots of podcasts too, Jackie. So yeah, thank you for the offering. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or anything else we can help with?
Yeah. Louise, I was asking a question, I think, in here. What is my offering to the world? Well, I want to just go over to you, Camille, in terms of, because she deeply works with that, Louise. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I have a free, if you go to my website, I have a free workbook that you can kind of play with that, but that is a big part of my work is helping people find their uniqueness, because every single one of us have it. Every single one of us is divinely unique, so there is no other competition in the world, right? And when we can find what that is for you and pull that out and make a business around it, you never have to worry about competition, right? Because you are a magnet for people, because you solve a very specific problem. And so many times I find that people, whatever your uniqueness is, whatever gifts you have in the world, you don't recognize them because they come so naturally to you. And you've probably had it your whole life. But it's how do we integrate everything that you've always done? I have a course called like Corporate to Calling to help you kind of come up with what that even looks like. So happy to jump on a call. You could download my workbook, whatever you need, because you do have a uniqueness in the world.
I just shared the same thing, Camille. We all have our separate and powerful offers. So I just re-entered mine there that you can see. Also, Camille's putting that in the chat so you can see it. Does everyone know here how to save the chat? Do you know how to do that? It's the 3 dots on the top, and there's a way to save the whole chat for all and any of the information any of us have shared. You can do that. It says save chat.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll probably, sounds like we're going to be wrapping up a little early, but we will be sending everyone a recording if they wish for it. And please contact me for professional development points if you need them, anyone who's come. And as mentioned, our masterclass, there'll be more professional development points coming up there. And we loved having you, and thank you for your time and your presence here. We really appreciate everyone who's come, and just we appreciate your support. And we all need to support each other, I think, in these times. It's another thing for Jackie's question is let's support each other.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Up with the recording, and please reach out to any of us if we can help. And hopefully we'll see you at that masterclass.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye, everyone.